Yo, hello? Oh, wait, okay, wait, let me try on to wait, speak. Hold on. I need a why the fuck is this not working? Oops, didn't mean to say that. I hit stream, but I think it should be fine. Letting that slip is okay. That was an accident. No, no, you are not. I let it slip, but it should be fine because it's at the beginning of the stream. I'm trying to set up a Discord capture for you. Um, Wait, try speaking? Bruh, hold on. That did not work. Audio. Okay, try speaking?
Yo, yo, yo.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Working? Alright,
Yeah,
nice.
that works. Okay. So, I'm gonna like share my screen to you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then you can watch through my stream just because you will not be able to spectate on your own. So, how does the
Yeah.
stream look?
It's fine.
Okay, good.
You also have like a chat sketch?
Yeah, I can give you the link. Let me just
Yeah.
set that up real quick as well. A lot of tabs I need to close out of.
A lot of tabs that your stream shouldn't be seeing, huh?
Well, I mean, it's just like just work stuff. So
Uh-huh.
where is my link? That's the wrong link. Oh my god, I have like infinite links. Let me rename this to Spring Games 26. Okay, DMing you the Strat sketch link right now.
Alright.
And I'll give you perms and stuff. All right, there you go. In the meantime, let's check out what maps we're gonna see tonight's teams on.
Vineyards. Yeah, I'll start making some
Yeah, make
slides.
the slides if you can.
Vineyards. Oasis.
Okay. Going live officially now. There's a 3-minute delay.
Okay.
Yeah. So what up, chat? Welcome to the
Yo, what's
stream.
good?
Tonight I have a very special guest. Tonight I will be joined by Kami. He's a one of Joker's team captains, longtime teammate of mine, and a very good friend. And he's looking to commentate on tonight's tournament games and potentially tomorrow's tournament games.
Yo, what's up? What's good, chat? Looking forward to some nice games today.
Yeah. So tonight we're gonna be watching Oblivion versus GG for the very first set. And the maps are Vineyards, Oasis, Nube, and Canal. So I think it's an okay, I guess, set of maps for a top four. Not a big fan of Vineyards, but I think Nube is a good map. Oasis, as long as you just win the one spawn on Oasis, it's an okay map. And then Canal as a tiebreak is actually kind of surprising to me, considering that the new balance changes to the the map and some elevation in the map kind of makes Canal a bit of an asymmetric map in terms of one spawn is much stronger than the other spawn. So I'm curious to see if maybe the set goes to tiebreak, whether we'll see the team that has a good spawn kind of triumph over the team that has a bad spawn. But we'll see. What are your thoughts on the map pool, Kami?
Yeah, so like you said, I think a lot of these maps are asymmetrical, so there's generally what teams think of as a weaker spawn or a stronger spawn. So I'm hoping to see some, interesting strategies on such weaker spawns by, these top level teams.
Yeah. So in the in the group stage for the top eight, we did see Oblivion pull out some very interesting strats for especially Vineyards. It was against Origin, and we saw Oblivion go for a massive shootout where they basically just almost killed two of Origin's tanks off rip, and I'm wondering if we're gonna see something similar to that like concept tonight. Not necessarily like the same exact like nuke setup, but maybe like a similar idea where they're going for like an early shootout on a very popular crossing.
Yeah,
And
I
maybe
hope GG did their homework and they don't make that same mistake Origin did.
yeah, that is a very valid concern to bring up. So that's going to be the maps for at least the first set of games, and then I believe we're going to be following the upper bracket tonight. So I'm wondering what those maps are. I'm going to check the tournament regulation real quick just to see what those maps are.
Feel
Rockfield,
that's
Hellas.
no, that's lower
Oh,
bracket.
local. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Good
the
catch. Good
Wintermount.
catch. Wintermal, Naval, Middleburg, Port Bay. I'd say the upper bracket maps are, I'd say, pretty balanced. Well, Winter Mal is like it's another asymmetrical like map in terms of like weaker spawn and then stronger spawn, but as long as you just don't play A from North spawn, you should be chilling. Naval Frontier, I'd say it's a pretty balanced map on both sides. Middleburg, generally a balanced map as long as like you're not playing top from south and you're not getting bled out from the one OP position.
Yeah.
And then Port
North
Bay,
is generally considered a bit better on Middleburg.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Port Bay, I think, is it's an interesting tiebreak. It's I think a bit of a balanced map, in my opinion. There are some
Mhm.
issues, I think, in terms of Port Bay, just like coverage. There's not a lot of like buildings that you can hide behind, and if you're playing a team that has a lot of vision, they can just light up your entire team for a majority of the game, which is a bit annoying to play
Mhm.
around. Then tomorrow's games, what do you think of this grand final map pool? Because I actually really like this grand final map pool.
I
Oh,
do like it. It is somewhat, of interesting maps. We didn't see Mayan in last season, right? It was outside of the map pool, and now it is in the rotation for this season. We're seeing in the grand final, so that is a pretty nice change.
looks like room is up. I will be joining it, and we do see the entirety of Oblivion already ready to go. And
Uh,
I'm gonna just exit the room just because I have a 3 minute delay on my stream. I don't really want to potentially leak the lineup early for either team if maybe the specs or maybe one of the players currently playing is watching my stream. They could get an early vision or early bit of info
yeah.
for their team. Don't want to create unfair advantages. All right.
You want to talk about a little bit more about who's on which teams?
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I was about to introduce the team, so I guess we'll introduce the teams from first seed to last seed. So we got Oblivion. This is a team I'm very familiar with. I used to call for them for a bit, but we got Team Captain Ranger, we got Even Steven, we have Puffy Loopy, who is a former Joker player. The reason why he's playing for Oblivion is because Joker isn't playing this season. A longtime
Yeah.
teammate of mine. We got Stickler. We got Group. We got Raxberry. Oop, didn't mean to click on that. We have Akame. We have Dizzy. We have Gentleman, and we have N13. So, in terms of how they performed during the group stage of top 8, they went undefeated in their
Undefeated. Yeah.
yeah, undefeated. So, I'd say they're probably the
They're
most
the
likely to win this
favorites.
tournament. Yeah, favorites for sure. Then I think Origin was the second seed, right?
Uh, might have
Or
been
Seven Rats
Seven
actually. Yeah,
Rats.
Seven Rats. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
Seven Rats.
Yeah, so we got Team Captain Ghost, we got Trath, we have Turdy, we have Quebec, we have Megalion, who is a comp streamer, and I believe this is his first ever comp season, and he made top 4, so really well done to you. Firefly, we got Tanks Go Choo Choo, didn't mean to click that. We got Black Viper, we have Senpai, and we have Draconics. And
Yeah, and
then,
the captain of Seven Rats is a former Oblivion player, I believe.
yeah, you're right, actually. Yep, former Oblivion player. So he played on Oblivion during their first season together. So he's got a bit of experience in the top 4
Yeah.
scene. And then I think third place team, our third seeded team,
Seeded.
is Origin. This is, one of the two titans of NA, although we may be seeing the rise of a third titan on NA, the rise of Oblivion. But we got team captain Cora, we have Kritten, we have Apple, Yarrow. This is a former Joker player, kind of like Poffy. Since Joker isn't playing, he decided to come here to Origin to play. We have High, Archangel, Rob. We have Criminal. That's who Call Me is. We have Rondelidia, and we have Mirko. And then the last team, we have GG, led by Team Captain Power, Exovert, Zay, Laikai, Danny Bop, Hanzo Main, Tyrannos, Collateral, Nub, and Tantan.
Yeah, so GG is the underdogs. They will be facing against the favorites, Oblivion. So I'm hoping to see, some interesting games. I'm really hoping it's not a 4-0 sweep because GG, they are sort of a newer up and coming team, so they're not as experienced, but maybe we could see some interesting sets here. I'm hoping for a tiebreaker. I know it's probably not likely, but I'm hoping for one.
Yep, for sure. I will say, yeah, they definitely are underdogs, but just looking at kind of how they've performed against some of the teams during the group stage, they pulled off 2 games off of Oblivion, which I think is impressive. They pulled off a game off Origin, and they 4-0'd 7 Rats, who are the second place seed right now for in the top 8 stage. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a very strong performance from them, at least tonight. And in terms of their lineups, they do have quite a lot of just hold down Krons, who I presume are going to just drive towards the middle. And I'm curious to see what Oblivion are going to do with these double Felices, considering that they're going to be on the bad spawn of Vineyards. So are these Felices going to play towards town and kind of just like be stuck there? Not sure.
They will likely, yeah. I would think they would probably go town and try to get that AC double cap. So the Felices are pretty good for the town setting.
All right, here we go. Game 1. So I do want to point out that just immediately, I'd say that GG's light tank, the Vickers, does have a bit of a tank advantage over the RHM, because the Vickers can just free HE the RHM in a 1v1. So let's see if Nub is going to be able to kind of counter Dizzy. And we do see Oblivion go for a bit of a similar idea where they're sending Dizzy underneath the bridge to try to spot, potentially, these GG tanks. And we do see the same exact setup where we see the double Felices and Kronvang potentially going for a bit of a shootout below the river, but it doesn't look like GG is sending any tanks to cross underneath the river, so they have done their homework. But we do see these double Krons on the A-cap are actually shooting out Collateral, so despite setting up for a nuke below the river, they just got a massive crossfire on the Collateral crossing. So well played to Oblivion. Good opener for them.
We do see that GG's, they do have the cap lead, but they are down on 2,000 HP, so we'll see how they try to set up for this.
Yep. Steven eating one really good shot from the Vickers. The Vickers basically has full reign over the Ruin side. And we do see Laikai and Hanzo are playing a bit up on A. So I'm wondering if GG is just trying to play for a bit more map control, try to maybe improve their position a bit, and potentially try to make better, or just lower the HP differential that they currently have right now.
GG has a lot of heavies on the A side, which opens up a C cap for Oblivion if they choose to take it.
It doesn't look like they're keen on taking it, except Dizzy is moving up right now to kind of probe, probably. But Oblivion are doing a really good job at just bleeding out these GG tanks. Oblivion have only taken 2 shots, while on the other side, GG has probably bled out about, I want to say 3,000, 4,000 damage by now.
Yeah. And we do see Dizzy is trying to step on the C cap now, but GG, they are anticipating that.
They send Tantan
So
over to kind of counter Dizzy, but Tantan is going to be met by N13 into Felice, so ooh, we do see light tanks are kind of trading shots already. Nib down on the HP, and N13 putting a good shot into Laikai in the middle, but he's kind of putting himself in potential danger from Tantan. Tantan's gonna have just a massive clip for him. N13 kind of getting out of that engagement relatively unpunished, and we do see a bit of a weird play down low by Oblivion where they're trying to play for an isolation on power, but it looks like Akame is going to be in focus fire over here. He's going to get jumped by 3 Krons, but Oblivion are doing a good job at just splitting the focus fire of these GG tanks. Akame may actually fall down here. He is a one-shot. Hanzo Main does pick up the kill, but Steven is able to equalize, convert for the kill on Zay, and in the middle we see Ranger getting the kill on Laikai, so I'd say Oblivion, they're up in this this engagement. And in the town side, we see Dizzy and N13 have made quick work of Tantan. We do see that the light tank is going to be a one-shot for Dizzy and for N13. And on the other side, we see that Oblivion, they've converted quite well for the kills in the middle. Power is kind of the only tank on GG's side that's left alive with any HP, and Collateral, after getting nuked at the start, is just forced to just sit there and kind of be, I'd say, kind of useless there. Even though he's crossfiring these Oblivion tanks, there's really not much that he could do.
So we saw that the main fight really happened like towards the middle of the map under the bridge, but Oblivion, they were up 3k HP the entire time, so even though they were trading shot for shot, Oblivion, they held their 3k HP lead, which helped them win this game ultimately.
For sure. So Oblivion winning this match on the bad spawn of Vineyards, which is going to be very good for them, because now they're going to be on the good spawn of Vineyards, that being the south spawn, and that opens up a lot more opportunities for them to play for.
Absolutely.
Just taking a look at the post-battle results, we see Zay, one of the 3 Krons that made the play underneath for Akame. Unfortunately, he was only able to put in 2 shots, so not even a full clip from this one Kron over here. And on the other side, you know, opposing him from on the bottom, we have Steve, who did 1,000 damage, which is only like 3 shots in the concept, but we have to take a note that he got 3 kills. Yeah, so he was quite effective in terms of picking up just kill shots for his team, which is always important.
Yeah. So we do see double lights from the side of GG this time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna try to like play for split vision, like one tank caps the close cap, and then the other tank tries to spot the other side of the map. Or maybe they're gonna both try to play into ruins. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And we also see double 1Bs on the side of Oblivion, which might indicate a play towards the ruins. And Paffy will probably play towards the entrance of town with that Felice. And that entrance of town spot is very strong for the Felice. It is very hard to push.
Yep, for sure. And kind of interesting to note that the entrance of town, that position can actually shoot into the A cap, just like just the right edge of the cap. If you're looking at the A cap from the perspective of the town entrance position, so we could potentially see maybe Puffy Loopy go for some like a potential shootout. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately we see a weird blind fire from Dizzy from Oblivion spawn. That was kind of crazy.
We also see seven speed boosts off the bat from Oblivion.
Yep. I mean, they want to play for a positional advantage, and you know, that's kind of the name of the game. We do see Laikai go for a bit of an aggressive spotting position, while his light tank goes to cap A. So I guess they're trying to get the cap advantage while maintaining early vision, because you can't really spot too much from the A side other than the crossing what that Ranger and Akame are kind of trying to do right now. And we do see Power eating one shot from Group, well-placed shot from him, and Power's just kind of trading HE against these Krons, and For now, I guess he's trading kind of equally, but cap advantage, it's actually tied in terms of caps, right? Or no, Oblivion's just barely a tick faster than GG. So GG are probably going to have to try to make a play for Seaside. We do see Tantan and Nub are going closer to the Seaside. So they're both probably going to go for a double step onto C. We do see Laika eating a shot, actually, getting spotted and getting another shot. Well
Ooh,
played from Ranger.
good shots into the light tank, but GG are getting the double cap, so they have the cap lead now.
I agree, I agree. I do think that with the way that GG is kind of set up in their like deep spawn, especially with like Hanzome and Collateral, a play onto A is only going to be possible with the light tank Dizzy, who has actually boosted himself onto this hill, interestingly. Oops, did not mean to do that. Let me get to where Dizzy is. Or let me just spectate him. So we see Dizzy kind of boosted up here. He's probably going to put in a really good shot into power. Doesn't even get
Ooh,
spotted for it. So
very nice.
yeah, very nice position that Dizzy has. He's probably going to be able to just farm out power from this
Wow.
position. Really good shots from Dizzy. Putting in some work right now. Power doesn't even know where he's getting shot from. He's just backing up there. He's still getting bled.
And
Dizzy,
and
really good
and
shots.
with power out of that position, Oblivion will try to step onto A because they do have less angles to worry about now. And if they step Dizzy into the A cap, Power won't be able to shoot him from the side. He could hide behind that house in the bush.
I agree, and just look at this Oblivion rotation with their Krons. It looks like they want to kind of like push more tanks towards the middle, maybe potentially try to catch out power, but it looks like now they're going to make a play towards C, where all these Krons are going to try to shoot out any GG tanks that try to recross, and they're just doing a really good job of just covering the angle. So we see Dizzy kind of just YOLO into Tantan, eating a massive shot, 500 damage, but he's gotten to his position. I think he's kind of stuck right now, but they're creating a bit of a distraction for Ranger to cap
They're
the A base.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And this distraction is all they need because now they can just pull back and hold town while they already took the double caps back. And looks like GG are trying to counter push onto A now with the 3 tanks.
But Oblivion, they're just going to shove the tank advantage that they have on Seaside. They're going to completely bomb Tantan. They're going to chase out Laikai. Power and Laikai can't really do too much because they're so low in this fight over here. These GG tanks are just all going to die on C. And even though GG were able to convert for the kill on even Steven, there's a lot of kills in town in the cap as well as in town. Oblivion are going to be up effectively like double caps, and they're going to kill Laikai. Laikai is, for some reason, has stayed in town. He's going to get himself killed once Poppy, Loopy, and Dizzy kind of wrap around. Group's going to put a massive shot into Laikai. Presumably, he does put in the shot, 480. Good roll from him. Dizzy does pick up the kill, or never mind, it was Akame. And 890 points for Oblivion. They have double caps, and Power's going to be picked
Will get the
up.
kill on Power.
Yep. There's the kill.
Now it's 970. As long as Oblivion doesn't die, they will win on this double cap.
Yep. And Ranger doesn't look like he's in any danger of dying. He's kind of Oblivion's most vulnerable tank in that position, and Oblivion take it. Dizzy doing really good shot, like really good job just boosting onto that hill, putting very effective shots not into just power, but also Hanzo main in the deep spawn of Oblivion, or not Oblivion, of GG. So Oblivion,
Very
they
nice
worked
boost from
angles.
Dizzy.
Yeah, really well played from Dizzy. So I have to give him a bit of a reaction. You were pretty cool that game. And once again, we see, I'd say the damage spread is a bit better for GG compared to last game, but again, Zay only doing 2 shots of damage into Kronvon.
Yeah, and I also want to note that while GG was pushing up on A, they were going to pick up 2 kills on Steve and Ranger, but Ranger made a very good play to escape from A, and so Oblivion only lost 1 tank instead of 2 tanks on A.
Yep, that's a very good point that I didn't actually note out as well. I did see him kind of crawl like on the right side, like below A cap, kind of just taking that pathing to get out. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna be on Oasis Palms. Oblivion are gonna be on South Spawn, which is considered, I guess, a weaker spawn, so to speak. Just because there's just a spawn on South Spawn, there's not much coverage in terms of like if you compare it to the North Spawn of Oasis is a lot, I guess, more cover, a lot wider as well. So there's a lot better positions that you can take, a lot better angles that you have. And then there's like these small ditches that you can kind of hide in. For the South Spawn, there's like a ditch that you can hide in, but it's not very useful, I will say. Like, if you're hiding there, you're just kind of useless.
Yeah, I do think that Oasis is, from my opinion, it's a bit more balanced. Even though it's asymmetrical, the plays that you can make on both sides are still very good. From the north side, the ditch is much stronger, and maybe we'll see Oblivion send, or not Oblivion, maybe we'll see GG send some tanks down that ditch. From the south side, though, you do have better coverage on A side. You can reset A much easier. I mean C. You can reset C much easier and play without bleeding there.
Yep. And I did a little drive-by down the river just for the audience, and we do see Oblivion. They are playing a couple tanks towards A. They are just trying to spot Ranger, kind of peeking his gun up in the air, just peeking only his turret to get as much information as he can without exposing too much of his tank. He spots the light tank and power, which is good information for Oblivion. And we see Akame and Dizzy are just playing on the seaside, and they meet Hanzo Main, who's playing a bit of a precarious position, in my opinion, because he could potentially get shot up from town. So if I just kind of pan out towards Hanzo Main, he is trying to reset C, but if we take a look at kind of the bush that I'm like hovering my camera like towards, like I'm kind of facing this one camera in town, that is an angle onto Hanzo Main. Hanzo Main is actually getting a potentially crossfired from Gentleman. I didn't know about that angle, which is a bit interesting. So, learning new things every day with Oblivion, how they look for angles to bleed tanks. And we do see First Blood going to, well, First Bleed going to Ranger. He is able to put in a nice HG into power. But both teams are kind of just feeling each other out, not really trying to step the cap, not trying to like move from their initial positions. And we do see N13 has backed up quite a bit, potentially looking for crossfire on Hanzo Main as soon as Hanzo gets spotted. And Akame is perma-lit, and I have to say, maybe that's from the Vickers? The Vickers just sitting in this bush right here? Maybe he's
We do see Dizzy making a speed boost play. Wonder if he's trying to boost up a hill in their spawn.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right, actually. You're 100% right. He is trying to get the boost, and I'm not sure if he's up, because it looks like he's kind of struggling to move up. Yeah, he isn't able to get up there. Usually whenever I do that boost, I try to use the rock in the deep spawn just to get my tank a bit more speed, like a bit more acceleration as you drive down to rock. But Dizzy, he's not really playing for too much information, in my opinion. He's kind of just driving around on the dune side. And we do see the crossfire that I was talking about, N13, putting in a really good shot into Hanzo Main, and Hanzo Main knows that he can't really peek as aggressively as he used to. And I wonder if maybe Oblivion are going to try to play for Hanzo Main in terms of just bleeding him. Because it's a bit of a stalemate on A side. It doesn't look like either team are particularly too keen on playing towards A. I feel like if there's a play to be had, it'd have to be bleeding Hanzo Main, forcing him out of this reset position, and then playing for C cap.
Yeah, I do believe the strongest play here for Oblivion would be trying to get the C cap, because they know that they can shoot Hanzo Main out if he tries to spot it or reset the C base. But I'm wondering why Oblivion hasn't stepped on the cap yet.
Yeah, and we do see this triple stack on the side of GG just like hovering by A, but they are being matched by the Oblivion Crons over there as well. And we do see Akame finally step onto the C base, and Hanzo Main is getting punished, so exactly what like we predicted. Hanzo Main just eating a lot of shots, and Dizzy getting a bit punished for his shot on Hanzo Main. We do see GG kind of shove triple Crons going for a potential play on Ranger, but it doesn't look like this is going to be a good play for GG to make, because Ranger is able to back up and get to safety. So now these GG tanks are pushing into an Oblivion hold, and Oblivion in this position are just much better. And we do see a bit of a play onto B by Tantan and Collateral, but N13 is in position to kind of intercept it. And on the C side, we see Nub and Hanzo Main are going to go for a potential 2v1 on Akame, but Dizzy is going to be just kind of in the back, ready to support him. GG able to cap B base, but I don't think it was worth the HP at all. Akame in a lot of trouble. He's in a bit of crossfire from Collateral. Akame is probably going to be the first tank dead for either team, and we do see Oblivion trying to make a bit of counterplay.
On A.
Yep, counterplay on A side. which is going to be really good for Oblivion. But look at the caps. GG have triple caps in a sense. This light
They
tank
have
is
triple
probably going to
cap,
cap.
but the overall caps they only have 460, so it really isn't a cap game. This should be
Yep.
just a kill game.
Yep, 100%. Look at the HP differential. 5,000 HP up for Oblivion. 4,000 HP up. Back to 5,000. Laikai is going to be next focus fire for Oblivion in town. We do see Ranger with a full clip. Steve with one shot as well. Hanzo main is going to be probably the next up for GG. Does Ranger pick up the kill? He does pick up the kill. So Oblivion just slowly picking apart GG's position. They found the angles on Hanzo main, they backed him up, they stepped C, and then when GG tried to make a bit of counterplay on A, Oblivion were ready for it. They backed up into safe positions, farmed out GG, and forced them to try to make counterplay on other sides of the map, but they were losing on, I'd say, all sides until they were able to back Akame up, such that they could crossfire him. But by the time that Akame died, GG had just bled so much HP on all fronts.
Yeah, so I do think that Oblivion, they are playing just their normal game. They're playing with pretty basic strats, but they are currently the smarter team. They're feeling the opponents out. They're trying to dig out the weaknesses. And in this game in particular, we saw that they were able to shoot Hanzo out in order to step on the C base and force GG to make a bad push onto A. So now that it's down 3-0, let's see if GG can try to make a comeback. It's going to be very difficult, but it is still possible. Like we saw in top 8,
Yep.
Oblivion did reverse sweep Apex. So
yep.
it is still in the realm of possibilities, but it is going to be very hard for GG to make a comeback at this point.
For sure. Reverse sweeps are always an uphill battle. But if you are a team that want to prove yourselves, make yourselves known, now is the time to do so, especially at the top 4 stage. You fought very hard in the group stage. You cannot go out like this in the top 4 stage, especially. So I hope these guys are able to put a bit of fight, especially now that they're going to be... Oh, wait, never mind. They're on the bad spawn of Oasis, in my opinion. Okay, let's see if they're able to potentially pull off at least one game off of Oblivion. But right now, I think I 100% agree with what you had to say, Kami, where you said that Oblivion are just a smarter team. They're playing very simple in terms of strategies, but they're just a lot smarter with finding angles and kind of breaking down whatever position that GG has, as well as anticipating GG's counterplays, right?
Yeah.
So we see GG, they're going to be playing a bit stronger towards the C side. They're sending at least 3 tanks. Ooh, we see a bit of blind fire. Akame putting in a really good shot into power. So well played from Akame for that shot. And we do see light tanks are going to meet each other.
Engagement.
Okay. Dizzy does get slightly out-traded. Ooh, he does get for sure out-traded with that one shot. So now Dizzy is effectively down 1 shot of damage against the light tank in the 1v1. And with how Collateral is positioned, he could potentially get another shot into Dizzy. Dizzy eating another shot blind. Really well played from
Collateral.
Yep. And Dizzy forced to run out of the position. And with Collateral is going to step C. And I wonder if Hafilupi is even going to try to peek to get resets. And it doesn't look like GG are lined up to counter Hafilupi's position the same way that Oblivion was last game to counter Hanzo main, but Power putting in some very good shots into the hatch of Hafilupi, and Hafilupi unable to even spot the C-cap. Only now is he able to spot the cap, and he gets punished for it.
Looks like Tan might have a crossfire angle as well, so Paffy does have to play a bit more conservatively here.
For sure. And cap lead is actually in Oblivion's favor, so Oblivion able to play towards A, and we do see Ranger going a bit aggressive towards the A side of on GG's side in a sense. And Tantan, I'd say if Oblivion were able to figure out that Tantan is in the town position, he could be a potential kill target for Oblivion, and we do see that these GG tanks are rotating back to try to cover the town angle. But I wonder if Tantan makes himself spotted here, he could just be a shove target, in my opinion. We do see N13 going for some shots on him, but right now, ooh, I like GG's play here where they're trying to take a bit more map with this play through the through a river. But Gentleman is able to spot Hanzo main, and he's probably going to spot Collateral as well. Yep, so both those crons in the ditch are spotted for GG, and if you are GG right now, this is not really good because it's 2-5B. He's playing a very smart angle in terms of side scraping against his building in order to hide as much of his tank, and he's putting very effective shots into those crons. And I don't think GG had a good idea at the start where they were playing for shots on Poffy, but I'm not sure what they're doing right now.
Yeah, Oblivion has a very strong hold. They have taken a huge part of the map, and they're all pretty bunkered down. I'm not sure if there's really any push target that GG can really go for.
I agree, and Oblivion, they're bleeding out GG very well, despite I'd say GG got a decent HP lead just from the shots that they had on Poffy Loopy, but Poffy is now safe by the Redline Rock, which means that GG are forced to make this very bad push onto Ranger potentially with Zay and Laikai, and I feel like Ranger, he is going to be supported by even Steven very soon, and I don't think GG is going to be able to kill Ranger without potentially losing one of their own in return. We do see Ranger and Laikai are kind of trading shots against each other. Zay is actually going to be the new focus fire target. Ranger is now a one-shot. He is going to die to Zay, which is going to be first blood for GG, but look at all the HP that they had to give up for it, and even then, the point differential is only about 45 points, so all Oblivion have to do is just get one kill to equalize, and they do look like they're going to be able to play for the kill, especially on even Steven with the Vickers and potentially Laikai. But on the other side of the map, we see Oblivion are going to go for the pick on power with Akame and Poffy Loopy moving in to support, and we see that still these crons, Collateral Hanzo main, are still bleeding so much, and Steve is effectively dragging, I'd say, 3 to 4 tanks out of the fight for GG. And even though GG are going to get a good cap stop on A, as long as Oblivion are able to convert for the kill on power and then play for just a bit more map control and try to wrap these GG tanks and pick off the low HPs, they should be in a good position. And Steven is kind of, I'd say, finessing the GG tanks over here. He's able to play by his rock and play ring around the Rosie with Tantan, so Steve doing a really good job at delaying his inevitable death, while Oblivion were able to convert for the C-cap and for the kill on power. So right now, I'd say Oblivion, they're still up despite this. Well, GG are up on cap.
I would disagree. Yeah, the HP is very even right now, but GG are up on caps and a kill, so Oblivion have to make a play here.
Yeah, so this light tank Dizzy needs to be a little bit more aggressive, but he is being countered right now by the GG light tank as well. So that's a good point, Akame. I didn't notice that Oblivion were a gun down, and Akame eating a lot of shots. Gentleman not really wanting to push in and use his HP, and only now is Gentleman using his HP, but he's getting, he's peeking against 2 Clippers, which isn't really good for him at the at all. And we see Hanzo main try to go for the kill.
Wow,
on
so GG gets
Akame.
1,000.
Yeah, GG 1,000. Yeah, they won this game. So
Oblivion, great find on Ranger by GG. They were able to pick off Ranger and force the cap lead back to their own favor. So that was very, very good find by GG there.
Yeah, I'm surprised though that they weren't Oblivion weren't able to convert a bit more for Ranger, because Ranger did quite a lot of damage on his end, but I guess the rest of Oblivion, like Poffy Loopy, only 1 shot of damage the entire game. Not what you want to be seeing from one of your heavies, especially a Clipper. So we're gonna see New Bay, which is gonna be exciting. GG not going out 4-0, which is great. They're putting in a fight. Maybe that's the when they needed to boost their mental. So absolutely. I hope these guys are reinvigorated, ready to just lock in and try to force maybe a game 7. Would be cool.
Yeah, so on New Bay, we see that GG are playing on the North spawn, which is traditionally the harder spawn to play, just because you have less room to work with in the town and park area. So I'll be interested to see what type of strategy GG will be able to come up with in order to counteract that deficit.
For sure, for sure. I'm curious to see where Gentleman in the one concept is going to be going. Because this lineup from Oblivion kind of screams to me that they're playing town, especially with the double Felices. But what's
Yeah.
this 1B going to do?
1B could potentially be going into the middle ramp, which is a very strong position, considered one of the power positions on this map. Very difficult to push on.
That was a very good idea that you had. And I do think, yeah, playing for the middle ramp is powerful. And maybe these Felices are um, there to kind of cover, but what looks like Gentleman is going to be driving towards the C cap, so he's probably just supposed to be a fast tank to cap C while the rest of Oblivion kind of position themselves. And we do see Poffy Loopy kind of drive alone towards the ramps, and we do see Hanzome and Tantan are potentially going to meet him. Are they just going to drive and look for shots on him? Doesn't look like it, but we see Oblivion. They are in position to effectively intercept Hanzo Main and Tantan. Dizzy is going to be in a really good position to kind of just farm these GG tanks as they make this push onto Poffy Loopy and through on the low side. And I'd say in this brawl, immediately, Oblivion, they're in position to just completely intercept. They're going to win the top side, and they're winning the bottom side as well because of the shot that Dizzy was able to put into Hanzo Main from the start. Power is going to look for a bit of a counter angle, and First Blood goes to Oblivion. They're able to pick up Zay. Laikai is trying to get out of this massive crossfire, but he's getting farmed by Gentleman in the concept. Good focus fire of discipline from Gentleman. And then on the other side, we see Dizzy. Does he pop his last reserve shell? He does pop his reserve shell to get the kill on Hanzo Man. I think that was the correct play to make. And we see Group is going to clip out Tantan, and this is going to be an Oblivion win. They are 5,000 HP up.
Yeah, great play from Paffy to go up the ramp to avoid the two guys pushing in behind him and let his teammates from behind him cover him from his rear, while his teammates to his left also push up top with him so they can clear the tanks on the top of the ramp.
Yep.
Just great team play overall by Oblivion, and it looked like they really knew what they were trying to get into with that strategy. They immediately saw the play of the two tanks down low pushing on Paffy, and they responded very quickly to intercept that.
Yep, for sure. Like, Ranger, when he drove up to the middle ramp, he didn't even stop for shots. He kept driving, which I really liked because he's, matching GG's aggression with his own aggression to try to, convert for kills, try to play for the top with Poffy, meet his teammate and, play with him, as you said. So, well played from Oblivion in terms of the teamwork. So, where's Poffy? You get a heart. And I think it was Ranger was one of the guys in the middle ramp going up. I think, who was the other one? Was it Steve?
I don't quite remember.
Okay. I'll just give these guys hearts. Alright, so next set of games, let's see. First of all, the standings. Maybe the other set is finished, maybe not. So it's
Still
gonna be
going.
at 10:10 Eastern. So we got about 40 minutes or so, or let's say 39 minutes to do strat sketch, but let me switch to that real quick then. All right. Hold up, it's on my wrong monitor. Let me swap it to the other monitor. Okay. Strut sketch. Okay, we're good. So let's see. Vineyards. So Oblivion, they did the exact same or strategy that they had on Northspawn, where they had the light tank here. I think it was or not the same strat, but a very similar idea.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, so they had yeah, 3 tanks in the river, I think. Yeah, just kind of pre-aiming. And then was the last guy entrance of town or
Last
was he
guy was
towards
a
the ruins?
1B. It was a 1B right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then GG, I mean, I would say they did do their homework in terms of not sending tanks like down like this, but they weren't expecting to get spotted on this crossing, even though you can get spotted here by a light tank just capping A. So
Yeah, so they sent 116s through this way, which is a slower tank. We saw that on the other side. Oblivion decided to send double 1Bs here, which are fast enough to not get nuked. So GG did get they did not, they saw this what went wrong, but they did not do their homework in terms of this crossing, which also gets nuked.
yeah, and then sorry, you can see Cheez-Its right now, but after this nuke, I think we saw like just the one guy kind of stay here, and then we saw I think it was like Hanzo or something, and another guy. I forget if they were playing this position, this position. I think Light Tank was just roaming the entire game. Sometimes he was in ruins, but then sometimes he was in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just saw Oblivion just kind of just bleed out the GG team from kind of just everywhere. Really, they were able to put
Yeah,
in.
so even though GG they did get the cap lead on B, they were down 3,000 HP and they had to worry about resetting C cap as well because after getting the nuke, Oblivion they sent a heavy and a light to try to scope out the C base. A few trades happened there, but ultimately the brawl happened in the middle where Oblivion and the GG tanks met and they simply traded shots, right? And since they only traded shots, GG they were down 3k HP. That's not really an ideal trade. They want to be trading up, not trading even. So when they're trading even, Oblivion just wins the brawl there ultimately.
Yep. So then next game, the next game, actually let's keep the same tanks on the map.
Yeah,
Let's just move them to kind of where they were. Light tank was yeah capping B. We saw it was double lights on the side of um yeah double lights on the
yep,
side of GG, and GG were trying to go for just one the early cap lead, and then two vision on where Oblivion were going. I think it was the RHM here was able to spot this
yeah.
crossing, but not too much punish was put into it, I will say. So despite playing for division, they weren't really able to make too much or get too much value out of it. And later, I think the game kind of evolved into GG getting AC. So they were able to send like flex a light tank towards C. And they had AC and they also had a setup in their spawn to kind of cover A. I forget exactly where the other light tank was roaming. But what happened was that Oblivion, even in this game, they were bleeding out the GG positions. They had the light tank boosted here, put really effective shots into power, like at least 1,000 damage into power alone. And what happened was this light tank was also able to put really effective shots into this guy from here, which is a cool angle that I didn't really know too much about. So,
Oh wow, I didn't know that either.
yeah. So Dizzy really maximizing his light tank in terms of playing for positional advantages and opening up a lot of shot opportunities. And then eventually, when these GG tanks were super bled, Oblivion took the opportunity to play for a bit of rotation. I think it was actually 3 tanks playing here, but one of the Krons diverted for a town rotation, kind of short like this, because he's not going to get punished too much because he has 2 teammates to cover this angle and also cover kind of this angle.
Yeah, and while they were making this distraction play over here, Ranger was able to step into the A base because this tank who was originally here, he couldn't stay here anymore due to the light tank bleeding him. So Ranger was able to safely cap behind the house, and Oblivion were able to hold this area very defensively, which forced GG to make a counterplay onto the A side with triple heavies, and they were able to get the kill, but Ranger on the A base was able to get out of there. He was able to run away. So instead of getting 2 kills and A cap, they were only able to get 1 kill. And while they were doing that, Oblivion were able to repush the seaside to get those kills and the cap.
Yep. And something to note as well is kind of a little bit odd in my opinion, but maybe it's just because the GG team knew that they were playing at a huge numbers disadvantage in the main brawl on C, but the light tank, I think it was the RHM, actually kind of overstayed his welcome on C because what happened was eventually these Oblivion tanks were able to play for these kills in town, and then the light tank was still just sitting in this corridor really, just kind of just chilling here for a bit too long. He could have potentially ran away and tried to regroup with his heavies who already won A, and then potentially try to drag the game a bit longer. He could have potentially opened up angles for his team to play for B. He could have maybe opened up that opportunity, but instead he just sat in town and tried to farm off effectively what was a lost cause because these two tanks were just dead here.
Yep.
All right. And next game was Oasis.
Yeah.
So we saw, I think it was
What
a
color?
concept. Yeah, you do green, I do red. I think it was this. Forget if there was a light tank on GG's side.
Yeah, GG did have a light tank.
Yeah, he was sitting in
He
this bush
spotted
actually.
C. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah,
he went to the bush.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's one more tank. I just don't remember what it was. Maybe I'll put a guy here because I don't really remember.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So it was a very passive game for like the first, I want to say like 2 minutes until Oblivion was probably just doing their job, just getting information by passive spotting and then counting tanks in order to figure out what exactly was the tank distribution on the side of GG and who was like the most vulnerable target. And I think very quickly they realized that this tank that was playing to kind of cover C was the most vulnerable target. And eventually, yeah, we saw that these tanks on the side of Oblivion from town were able to play for these crossfire angles. The one on like in town, this is known to me. This one where you kind of just overpeak the very top hill, that was kind of new to me to see. So
Yeah, they did have to, sort of over peak on the hill, but it was just enough to get him to back off, and that really opened up the play to step into the C cap. So with that, they forced GG to either push up on C or push up on A, and the easiest for them would be to push up on A, but Oblivion really anticipated that, and they were able to set up in a very defensive hold while GG we're pushing to get the A cap.
it was like 3A, 2B, and then this guy had to just sit in the ditch, I think. And then I think Vickers was just flexing around. But they were bleeding
Yeah,
on basically all sides of the map. So these guys pushing up on A, again, like you said, going into the defensive hold. These two guys on B were actually getting bled quite a bit because I think Akame here had shots on them entering, like this angle, and maybe a bit of an
yep,
over peak angle from here, like this potentially. And then the Vickers was, just sitting in town and he, or I think it was an RHM, I forget, but Dizzy putting in this
RHM,
angle,
yeah.
just getting more and more shots. So Oblivion, they know their angles quite well from what I've seen them like do tonight.
This game was really just Oblivion playing their game, and GG was just walking into whatever Oblivion was setting up. Like Oblivion was just setting up their own pace, and GG didn't really seem like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I agree.
But
They were playing into Oblivion's hands basically the entire game. They were
yeah,
not like trying to make their own
exactly.
plays. If anything, like the only thing that they were like even trying to do was like to prevent Oblivion's game was playing for the C stop with this guy, like just constantly resetting. But again, Oblivion played to
Yeah,
counter this dude that was here. They bled him down, backed him up, and then they stepped C anyways.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Then
let's set up
yeah.
the next
Next.
spawn.
Next spawn, yeah.
So we did see a Felice here, I believe.
Yeah. Felice
Vickers
there.
here, Vickers here, and then we saw Tan was over here. Forget where the last guy was for
For
GG.
GG, I don't remember. I think they had like Kron's just like sitting like here in this area, this general area. Oh no, yeah, he was here. The last guy was here. I don't remember. He was pre-aiming or trying to pre-aim this impossible angle. Like there's buildings in the way. If I remember he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did see a very early light tank engagement, and Dizzy did lose the bleed, the trades because the heavy did put in a shot, and Paffy tried to reset C, but he also got shot out from like various angles from town and from
Yep.
seaside. So we saw that GG they were able to get C, but Paffy he poked out one time to get the reset, while Oblivion they stepped into the A cap with their heavy. So this game, GG, they did get the slight cap lead, and they did get bleeds onto the Felice and the light tank. So they had the early advantage, even though they were slightly down on caps.
Yep. And then at some point, GG, they had to make a play in order to make up for the cap deficit because it was within a kill's worth of a cap deficit, and they decided to actually go for the play on
Ranger
Ranger
here,
here, where they sent I think it was 2 tanks
yeah.
on him. I forget where the rest were.
They also tried to like maybe make a river play, I think,
Yeah, it was
at some
weird what
point.
these guys were doing, but they did, yeah, they did go for a river play at some point because they had to stop getting farmed by Student 5B, and the only way to do that is just to play up.
Yeah, so maybe Oblivion they were playing a bit too defensively and spawn, while Ranger was a bit like aggressive over
Isolated.
on the
Yeah.
overextended on the other side. So with this kill, they were able to flip the cap lead back to their own advantage, and Paffy being low on HP already and Dizzy being low on HP already, they weren't able to really like make a counterplay on the other side, even though most of their tanks were stacked behind over here. So that's what really sort of lost the game for Oblivion.
Yeah, and something to note is just look at the Oblivion positions. Like they're very defensive, like in this sector. Oop, mind the color. They're very defensive in this like kind of part of the map, right? You're not going to be able to break through this defense. But then on the other side, like you mentioned, Ranger was just very overextended, kind of isolated. The only person who could cover him was Steve. And when
Yeah,
GG were up on this engagement here, where they were able to pick up Ranger, but also not lose a Zay in the process, this forced Oblivion on the other side to move out of their holding positions. Like this is a very strong hold that they have set up here, and they force them to try to play forward C, right? In the process, bleeding damage for distance, and eventually GG just took whatever advantage that they had in terms of HP to start with from the opener, and then they were just
yep,
able to play off of that, as well as the gun advantage that they had because they picked up 2 kills on Ranger and Steve before Oblivion were able to even convert for 1. So, well played.
yep. That was a great showing by GG right there. Moving on to New Bay.
Don't remember where the 7th Oblivion tank was, but I'll just put him, like, kinda chilling here for now.
There, got here, and then got down low.
Yeah, guy down low, yep.
So initially, we did see GG sort of play into this area, but they noticed that Paffy was alone, so they redirected to try to kill him. But uh, Oblivion, they saw that and they immediately reacted by sending Paffy forward and the tanks from the middle forward. And doing this, they were able to initiate a 3v2 on the top and win the top side, while Oblivion was also able to hold the 2v2 down low into this very difficult push for GG to make.
Yeah, it was something like this. And then I will also say, just like if we kind of like go back to the initial strat position, like just control Z it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just do control Z. It'll do it for you.
Oh, I mean, this is like
Oh yeah.
basically the initial
Yeah.
strat.
Yeah. So well, I mean like this, just like before they like as soon as they saw Puffy. Because initially I think what the strat from GG was is that these tanks that are kind of here are just meant to kind of play towards like the entrance of the mid ramp here. But I
Yep.
feel like they made an audible call out where they saw Poffy a potential kill target, but I would say that's a kind of a gross overextension because if these guys are playing so far up, right, on this, on like say Poffy, right, and say Poffy were to kind of like just chill here, I'd say this is a bit of a gross overextension because your guys on the ramp, they're not even all the way climbed up yet to, put in supporting fire from the top side. So I feel like GG got a little bit too excited in this moment when they saw the potential pickup that they could have gone on Poffy, and um I do agree with what you said where Poffy made a very good play, just continuing to drive up in order to just send it on these two here. But I would say these two guys playing far up like this, it's not a great idea, especially since you have, a tank down low who's still, very far away. He's trying to swing
Yeah.
from the
He's
red
trying to
line
get the
effectively.
crossfire.
Exactly, and then you also have just effectively 2 tanks kind of just out of the fight. I'd say this guy more so out of the fight than this guy. So, I'd say effectively 2 tanks out of the fight if we consider that this guy's on the far side of town and that this guy is, still flanking low ground.
Yeah, so Oblivion, they did sort of bait Paffy, and GG kind of just fell for the bait, essentially.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Alright, so, after that, I think Oblivion, they just picked up effectively 4 kills, I'd say, right? It was like 3 out of 4 like kills before GG were
Yeah.
even able to convert for 1, I think. If GG were able to get a kill that game, I don't remember. So, other than that, I think that's all the matches and their analysis. So, let's pan back to the PC Blitz and let's see how the brackets look. So I think by now, Seven Rats versus Origin should be over. And we do see Origin getting the victory over Seven Rats 4-2. So in the lower bracket, which I think is being streamed by 34, will be Seven Rats versus GG. And the loser of that is unfortunately going to be out of top four. And we're going to see Origin against Oblivion. This is the matchup I did expect to see in the upper bracket, and it is going to be the matchup I expect to see in grand finals. So maybe we're going to get an early preview of what tomorrow's grand finals could be. But then again, what if the team, whoever wins between Seven Rats and GG, are able to pull, an upset tomorrow in the lower bracket against whoever goes to the lower bracket between Oblivion and Origin. So either way, I do think that this is going to be a very close set, unless Oblivion decides that it's time to lock in very much. Because Origin, I think Origin, they're not in their peak shape if you know what I mean, Kami.
Yeah, but one of the strengths of Origin does come from their strats and calling and leadership from Korra, who has a ton of experience. So even though they may have sort of like a quote unquote weaker roster, they can still put up a very strong fight. Just like last season, Origin, they were able to get second place, and this season, I expect no less from them
Hmm.
to be able to put up a very strong fight.
Yep. And I do want to note just a couple of these maps. I will say that Naval historically has been a very good map for Origin. And then I guess Middleburg, But for Oblivion, since they're a bit of a newer team, I'm not too familiar with whether all these maps are good for Oblivion or not. So I will say though that if it gets to a port bay tiebreak, we might see something interesting from them though. So we'll see if Origin and Oblivion are able to go to a tiebreak. Just as a reminder
Yeah, I'm
for the
hoping for
viewers.
one.
Yep, I also hope for one as well. Sorry to interrupt, but just to remind our viewers from the group stage, in top 8, Oblivion did beat Origin 4-1 in a very strong performance um against Origin. But this is the top 4 stage where the stakes are much higher, and I'm more than certain that
Yeah,
Korra is going to care a lot more about his team's performance in this stage. So we're going to see what's most likely going to be a much different Origin team than what we saw
yeah.
in the top 8 stage at the very least. So I'm excited. I'm excited. We got about how much more time do we have left? Is that 10:10? Okay, so we have a couple minutes. Tommy, are you on Blitz right
You want a
now?
platoon?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course I want Platoon.
let's run it.
Yeah. I am on PC, but I will do my best to not be a bot.
I've been playing the E5. I think it's a very enjoyable tank.
Enjoyable tank. Well, I'm gonna have to join you in the E5. Let's see, you have the Channel 5 or Channel 6 camo.
Yeah, my teammates were hating on this camo, but
Your
I
Apex
like it. I
teammates
don't
or
know
your
about
Joker
you.
teammates?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
the latter.
the latter, I see. Well, the Apex teammates can enjoy the camo that their team placed in. So,
All right.
yeah. Yeah, no disrespect to you, but all right, let's go. Let's go up top. I see
Oh,
our 183s, our 183 and Mouse wants to go to town.
I like your attachment.
Yeah, it's a police light. It matches with the camo I have.
Yeah, I got the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that you do have the
Got good
same.
taste, yeah.
Yeah. I look like a cell tower. Yeah, this guy does. He has like the legendary camo with the star attachment. All right. So they have at least they have one guy down.
Oh,
Ooh, that is
oh.
not good. Yo, what happened to him?
Right. It's
All
gonna be
right.
hard to win the 6v7.
Nah, we should be fine. Alright, I put a good shot into the Sheridan. I'm gonna pop my adrenaline. I'm gonna try to peek for the
Yeah, this Rhino might be overextended
yeah.
here.
I'm gonna bleed out the E3 just because he's pre-aiming me.
Yep.
I'm putting shot on Sheridan.
I can kill this Rhino.
Yep, nice. E3 is looking at me right now. I'm gonna peek for him.
Yeah,
Made a shot.
I'll
He
try
shot. He
to.
shot.
Okay, nice.
You got him.
Oh,
Nice.
great fire.
Very good. I'm gonna cap C. Actually, nah. Let's just Yellow Town.
Nah,
Yeah, let's
I think
Yellow
I
Town.
think this one's a win.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna push from the left side just to pinch them a bit.
Yeah, we'll do
Actually,
the middle.
yeah. Actually, no, this is fine. This is fine. They have a grill who's gonna cross in front. I'm gonna try to help out our mouse, try to keep him alive.
Oh, this guy hit my rack twice. It's insane.
Oh, I just bounced it. Oh, let's go. I'm OP at angling. Let's go. Yo, you did not see that if you were gonna watch my stream. You did not see that. Oh.
Oh, why is this guy turning free? Oh, oh it's bleak.
Oh, it's bleak.
It's
I did
bleak.
not see your HP. I'm not gonna lie. My situational awareness
So
is like
I had no ammo rack anyways.
Uh-huh. I forget that with PC you can just like lock on to enemies like this.
Yeah.
Go. Let's go. I think we got time for another one before room is up.
think so as well.
Alright. I have an SRT platoon. Where are you thinking of going? Because I want to go heavy side.
Yeah, let's go heavy side.
Okay. This guy's username is interesting, as well as his clan. If there are light tank spots or not in this bush. Not sure if I hit that. Is this guy gonna peek? Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, surprised he's
Going for info, so I'm gonna try to see if I can sneak A, eventually. It's a bit dangerous from me, but looks like there are light tanks on C, so I'm gonna play for an angle on these guys. Yo, the VK got spotted back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start pressuring them to farm them out.
If you can pressure them back, I can crossfire them from A. But it's gonna take a lot of work though to get them back.
Yeah.
Our team is losing on C side, so I do kind of want to YOLO, like, pull up behind them. But this VK is gonna be a bit of a problem for me. I think instead I'm gonna try to cover our spawn side, because the T-100 is flanking right now.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Because that VK is playing very, very passive. I'm not sure we can really push that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm kind of just like, VK, or the NC shot me actually. He's facing towards me right now. I have kill. And I can farm out this Tiger Mouse with you as well. Hang on.
I'm actually going to turn back around for this E4 and light. Okay, just because that VK is just like too passive. Like he's holding.
I can kill this Tiger Mouse with time. Just need to... Alright, he's a one-shot now. I can help you with E4.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to pull up... I'm just going to YOLO him.
E4 shot?
Yep.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Light tank is on me.
You're good, you're good. Just focus on the guys in front of you if you need to.
Nah. Nice. You should be fine. Just kill this light tank.
Yep.
Nice. Is this VK looking? Nice.
Can I cheese that? No, I can't.
Oh.
Go, go, go.
Dude,
might even have time for one more.
What's up?
Might even have time for one more. No, it starts at
10?
10, yeah.
Yeah. When I was streaming Apex 7 Rats, I was in the pub that lasted super long, and by the time I got out of it, there was like literally like 10 seconds left to get into the room before game 1 started.
Oh.
Yeah. Yo, work ethic, I see that you are doing a good job at monitoring the chat. Well done, well done.
Yo, good work ethic.
Yes, good work ethic from you.
Are you working on, work ethic, are you working on all of the top 4 teams' clan logos, or which ones are you working on? I know you have the OBLVN one.
I don't even know the prize distribution as well. Is like every team in top 4 getting a logo or something? Or at least like an avatar?
I believe it may be top 3 getting an avatar and top 1 getting a clan logo.
I see, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's only top 3, but...
I mean, historically, it's been top 3 for at least the clan logo, but the avatar, yeah, you're right.
Top 4. 7, 9,
I
7,
missed.
9. I can't shoot that.
Oh, our TVP is getting smoked.
Oh,
Our TVP is getting absolutely smoked. Oh my god. Hang on, I'm gonna play up on the ramp just because I think I
yeah,
can.
you're pretty free to do that.
Let's see what TDs they have pre-aiming me. Yep, knew it. Knew it.
Do you have any shots on that 907?
I do, actually. I had a shot, but this E100 on the side is going to be a bit of a problem. I kind of have to back up, but I'm going to get... Yeah, this E100 is going to be a bit of a problem. He has a DPM gun as
They're
well.
pushing, yeah,
Yeah, they
Crown
are.
is pushing
I'm
up.
probably going to die here, potentially.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
that's not good. Oh, well. It was fine, actually. We punished him pretty bad for it. It should still be winnable, in my opinion, as long as we pick up the Kron
Yeah, I'm
somehow.
gonna have to farm big time here.
Yeah. Ooh, our E4 is getting
Oh,
smoked.
E100.
He's looking for you, yeah.
Not good.
That E100 got a really good angle on him.
Oh, this is not good.
Yo, wrap it up, Twin. It's time to get in the room. Wrap it up. It's time to get in the room.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it's not even up yet. Oh my god. Still like a minute. Yo, Javi, if that's actually you in the YouTube chat, you need to chill with the language, buddy. Or go delete his message for me. Oh my ni hao. Oh ni hao. We don't watch. We don't look at that. We do not look at that. I was lagging that game. All right, this room should be up though any moment. Right now. Where is it at? Where is this room at? Any moment now. It's 10:05. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Goodbye, Kami. But I should still be streaming on Discord, right?
Yeah, I still see it.
All right, awesome. Good. Okay. So
well, both teams already in the room, ready to go.
I mean, both teams are ready to go. They should be pretty pretty warmed up, especially after set 1, and then presumably a scrim in between. So let's see if both teams are gonna be in top shape. I do want to see a very close set. Pushing this set to game 7 is always going to make the viewing very enjoyable, and the stakes rather high as tension builds as the score gets closer and closer to 4 points. So, oh yeah, I don't want to be in the room until at least 3 minutes on the timer, just because I have a 3-minute stream delay. So, in the meantime, let's discuss like the maps for this this matchup. So
yeah, so Winter Mao, it did get reworked, and historically the North spawn was terrible. It was just way worse than the South spawn. But in the recent changes, I do believe that the North spawn is a bit more balanced now. I'm not quite too sure, which spawn is really better, but I do think it is quite balanced right now.
Okay, that's good to hear, because whenever I used to play on Winter and I'm playing on North spawn, I would absolutely hate it if I had to play towards A side, just because of how open the A side of the map is on the North spawn. You just get crossfired for free, basically, every time you try to play for A or replay for A. So if they've adjusted that quite a bit, just to balance out the North spawn a bit better, that's great, in my opinion. Then for Naval. So in my opinion, I think Naval's pretty balanced on both sides. There's a lot of play that you can make in terms of pushes and kind of like holding setups that you can do on both sides, I'd say equally. So
absolutely.
In terms of just a map that's good for a tiebreak, for instance, I think Naval is a good map as like a tiebreak map, and I'm happy to see Naval as just a normal map, not just a tiebreak map, just a normal map in this upper bracket set.
Yeah.
Then Middleburg. So Middleburg,
Middleburg is a bit asymmetrical. North spawn is generally, a bit better just because you got better like positions on the hill and in town, and you also have that one boosting hill on the north spawn where light tanks can potentially boost up to. It is a very hard boost, but I expect players like Dizzy and High to know how to do it. Um, and I'll be interested to see if any of these teams run that boost.
mm-hmm, for sure, for sure. I will say, um, the boost, it does give you a very strong position in terms of just a vantage point, but more often than not, it's typically just like a light tank, either like spotting tanks are very far, playing far up on the hill, or putting like pot shots into like the C cap. So
Yeah,
whether the boost is powerful or not, we'll see if we get to Middleburg. We'll see whether either team decides to play for the boost. But I've typically seen that the boost doesn't net you too much, other than it gives you a lot of vision on the top side, and if your light tank is able to leverage that vision very well and potentially just like perma reset C, then it is particularly useful. But
yeah,
from my experiences with it, it's not it's not like a deal breaker, right? It's not like the most broken thing in
yeah,
the world.
yeah. And going back to Wintermouth, we're seeing Oblivion play this triple concept lineup, which they have run against Apex in top 8, where we can potentially see them sending all three of them to the A side, but they could also switch it up and also send all of them to the C side. If Origin has done their homework, they'll know that this lineup is the one that they went A side from North.
Mm-hmm. And then interestingly, Origin running 5 Krons and a VZ55. So
Oh wow, BZ55.
yeah, VZ55, which is a bit of an interesting tank choice because I'd say it's a good tank. It's just that you don't really see it far too often. Like when you think of like a Clipper using comp, you're always thinking like 116, Kron, Felice, right? Not really a
Yeah.
VZ55. So we see these Origin Krons are going to be speed boosting to the C cap.
Yeah,
And
so Oblivion, they are running the same lineup, but they are sending the triple concepts into the C corner, using that mobility to get that advantage into the corner.
yep, and as we see, like just off of the first crossing, these Oblivion tanks are able to cross first compared to Origin. These Origin tanks are going to be crossing now. We do see Rob in the VZ is actually going to go for an early stop just to put in the shot to try to suppress Ranger from crossing into the corner. And we do see that Oblivion have a tank advantage in the corner. They have 3 tanks compared to these Origin Krons. Only 2 of them were able to cross to the far corner, and we do see that these Oblivion tanks are going to take the initiative with their numerical advantage, go for the isolation on Run Delisha. Run Delisha getting just completely focused out, and by now, Origin are going to try to cross their tanks into the corner to try to alleviate a bit of the pressure and try to support their teammate, but by the time they do that, these Oblivion concepts are going to be reloaded. They're going to be able to put in some massive punish into these Origin tanks that have tried to repush. And we do see Yarrow is going to be first blood.
Yarrow died with 3 shots.
Yeah,
that is massive for Oblivion.
Yep, absolutely. And I would say that despite getting really good shots on Group, getting really good shots on Ranger, these Oblivion tanks are staying alive, and they're going to pick up another kill into the corner, and Archangel eating a massive shot, trying to drive into the main brawl on this side, potentially try to pick up a kill on either Group or Ranger. Group or Ranger trying to do their best to survive High from the light tank of High. Criminal able to put in a kill into Ranger, but it's a bit too little too late. Oblivion, they smelled blood in the water as soon as they were able to get the positional advantage and numerical advantage in the corner, and they just leveraged it.
Yeah, great showing from Oblivion here. They did use their 1Bs to their advantage. The 1Bs are much faster than Kron, so they were able to get to the corner much quicker than Origin, and they were able to focus out Rondelisha. clipping him all the way down to a one shot, forcing Origin to HP share. And when Yarrow tried to HP share for Rondalisha, he ended up getting focused out next and effectively dying out with his entire clip unused.
Yep, for sure, for sure. And part of me feels that Yarrow wasn't expecting for those Oblivion tanks to just completely clip him out to death. And I just feel like the concepts, despite having, a bit of a weaker clip compared to say like a Kron or like a Felice or a 116, the fact that you're able to clip out very quickly and you have a rather short reload or full clip reload compared to, those tanks. I think Jarl was just caught a bit off guard by the fact that Oblivion, they were doing a good job at just putting in clips after clips after clip. And if we take a look at
Yep.
all of these like concepts on the side of Oblivion, Gentleman almost 3,000 damage, Akame not too far from him, and Steve just a shot away from Akame and Gentleman. So all three concepts on the side of Oblivion
Yeah.
being very effective with their shots. So well played from them.
So, so interestingly, Origin are opting to run the same lineup with the VZ and the 5 crons,
Yep.
but Oblivion are switching. They are only taking one concept this time, and they're taking more crons. So potentially, we may not see Oblivion going for the C corner of the map again.
I agree. And considering that Origin, maybe it's a bit of my own bias for playing for A side from North Spawn, but I feel like it'd be strange to see Origin try to play for A with this lineup that they have. Very heavy, slow lineup. Or when I say slow, it's not like as fast as a concept 1B, for instance, as we saw in the first game.
Yeah. Origin speed boosting off the bat, potentially trying to take the C corner as fast as possible. On the other hand, Oblivion, they are driving their 1B towards the A side, opting not to brawl on C this game.
Yep, we do see Dizzy go for a bit of an early spotting, gets a really good shot into Korra, and he's just going to completely run away now that he's gotten a lot of vision on where more than half of these Origin tanks are going to be going. And we do see that, ooh, really good crossfire
Wow.
from the side of Oblivion. They know angles very well. Korra not expecting to get shot there, as well as Yarrow just on that crossing, but Dizzy eating 2 shots in return, so not really the best opener that Oblivion could have had, especially since their light tank, one of their most important tanks in their lineup, is now effectively down 2 shots against High, the RHM, on the side of Origin. And cap advantage does go to Origin, which means
Origin.
Oblivion has to play for the caps. So we do see that Oblivion are slowly playing for a bit of map control on Origin, especially with how they're playing towards the spawn with Gentle and potentially even Steven. But Origin kind of giving up, I'd say, quite a bit of ground to try to reinforce their spawn a bit, when I'd say their C side is rather weak.
Yeah, so even though Origin has a slight cap lead, if you see the minimap, Oblivion has taken huge map control, and they do have double Felices that could potentially play into the B cap
That as
later
well.
on.
And we do see the light tank is now going to try to flip and play to spot down this spot down the C lane of Oblivion if they do decide to repush C. And Ranger getting spotted there, I'm more than certain that he knows that it was the light tank. So maybe Oblivion are already working on, ooh, Gentleman getting a really good shot or a good angle onto Archangel. He could potentially
Wow.
put a full clip. He is unable to put in a full clip, but he's completely backed off Archangel from the house position that he's at, which could potentially open up the play, like you said earlier, where Oblivion could send double Felices into the B cap. So Archangel kind of acting as the center ankle or anchor for for Origin, but unfortunately just bleeding a lot of damage, and he's still playing the same exact position. I wonder if Gentleman's just going to peek him again and get free shots or not, because he could just do so, I'd say, relatively unpunished, and he chooses not to, which is a little bit strange in my opinion. And I wonder what the Oblivion game plan is. We do see Akame is going to be speed boosting towards the seaside, and I wonder if they're going to be making either a play on C or maybe the play in B. That's their only two options, just considering how they have distributed their tanks. We see Steve rotating all the way from A, trying to play towards the C side. So I do think Oblivion's play is most definitely going to be C. We do see Criminal getting spotted by Gentleman. Good shot from Poffy Loopy cross map. And Oblivion, it looks like they're going to be in position to start to make their play now. But I think Origin, they're ready for it. Just look at how like Origin's kind of positioned their tanks. They're not scared to just be patient, just hold their positions. But we do see the eventual repush on the side of Oblivion Ranger kind of sneaking towards the seaside. And Origin, they don't really have too much. They are sending Rob over, but now that
You
opens up
also
the
see
opportunity for
N13
N13. Yeah,
driving into B.
N13 going to.
And I wonder if Origin has any response to this B play from Oblivion.
I don't think so, and the only person who can is Yarrow and Korra, but Yarrow is getting suppressed right now very well by Poffy Loopy, and N13 could potentially just drive out of the cap, just go for the kill on Yarrow. Poffy Loopy could just initiate a play in order to prevent his teammate N13 from eating too many shots from Korra, and we do see that Poffy is, using his HP rather effectively. He puts a nice shot into Archangel. On the other side, we see a 3v1 in the corner of C. Jarl falls down in the middle, which opens up the opportunity for N13 and Poffy Loopy to make a play onto Korra. But in this side, we see that Oblivion, they've played for the kill on Rondelisha. Rondelisha is dead, but Origin are able to convert for the kill on Ranger. But look at the caps. Oblivion have triple caps, and it's 800 points, 900 points. So even if Origin are able to pick up like kills in the middle, which they are able to pick up Poffy, the caps are going to be a massive issue, especially as it's already 900 points. Rob doing a good job at stopping the bases, but he's getting kind of blocked by Akame there. And Oblivion are at 1,000 points now. So, well played to Oblivion. Just good cap control, good pressure, and also really good pathing from Ranger in order to kind of initiate a movement towards the seaside.
Yeah, really great split push from Oblivion here, where they double pressure B and C at the same time, which forced Origin to sort of split their focus and really not really sure what they were trying to focus out.
Yeah, I agree. They created chaos, and like when Rangers snuck up onto C, like sure he got spotted like still by the light tank, but that prompted Origin to make a response by sending Rob towards the seaside, which made the middle just a little bit more undefended. The only people who could defend the middle of the map were I believe it was Archangel, who was already bled down quite a bit. It was Yarrow, and then it was Korra. But when those Krons are trying to fight Felices in a town environment, that's not going to go particularly well for the Kronvongs, as we saw Yarrow getting completely clipped out, and then Korra was also getting clipped out, but he still survived till the end of the game. So, well played to Oblivion on both spawns of not Naval, of Winter. They kind of just dictated the pace of the game, and they knew exactly what they were playing for.
Yeah, so moving on to Naval, we do see Origin did make a substitute. Archangel is now out for Apple Silicon. However, Oblivion, they are keeping the same lineup.
Yep, this is
Origin, they
probably
are taking a Hori, which is a pretty good TD for this map. We can see him either playing the regular TD area or the top of Seaside, which is also a very strong position to dig out any hold down crons and such.
And I will say I'm a bit annoyed that the Hori still has reactive armor, just because it just keeps that tank in the meta, especially for competitive.
Yeah. See, off the bat, High is speed boosting to the middle in order to get vision on whether or not Oblivion is playing towards the A side. Same goes for Dizzy, and we also see blind shots towards the middle.
And we do see these two Krons playing low ground of C on side of Origin are speed boosting across, which I think is a bit of an interesting choice of consumable to use. Maybe they're not trying to get like crossfire or something, but I feel like it's a bit odd to kind of use your speed boost, especially when you can just drive onto the C cap. But it's going to be early cap advantage for Origin, just because Oblivion, they don't really have too much to reset other than Ranger, but one Kron is not going to be enough against two. Origin with cap advantage, capping C very early. Oblivion, no immediate response from them in terms of either punish or playing for a counter cap. It looks like Dizzy is keen on just sitting in the bush. He does get HE'd by High, blind, well-placed shot from him.
Wow.
And
great shot from High.
Yeah, very
now
good shot.
Now we do see Oblivion probing the A cap, seeing if they could potentially take it in response to the C cap from Origin.
Yep. And it's got to be their only play, really, because it doesn't look like Oblivion are going to be in a position to rotate and play for C, especially since Rondalisha is going to just sit on the C base, and we do see the sneaky set with the Kron Ho-Ri just kind of pre-aiming the top, just waiting for something to drive by their gun. So Oblivion, in terms of map control, like both teams are pretty solid in terms of map control. It's just a matter of whether Poffy Loopy is going to be able to play for A or not, but unfortunately he's just getting completely like nuked to death by this double Clipper setup that Origin had ready to reset A. Poffy Loopy,
so great anticipation from Origin here, anticipating that Oblivion would step on the A cap and punishing it very heavily. I'm curious as to what Oblivion's play would be now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Ho-Ri rotating over towards A, part of me feels like Oblivion are just kind of running out of options here. If they don't know that the Ho-Ri has rotated, they could potentially try to make a play for C, maybe rotate one more tank up top to try to get a bit of an over angle on Rondalisha and try to clip him, while Ranger could play for the C cap. But ooh, Korra making a bit of an aggressive movement towards the middle, getting himself shot up by Dizzy. So he was looking for, I believe it was a shot on Ranger, I think it was, like from here. But Ranger is not going to, he is not going to die, and Korra's still bleeding a lot of shots. Poffy putting in a nice blind shot into High, well-placed shot from Poffy. And we could see potentially Gentleman try to restep A now, try to play for the cap, because right now it's already 650 points, almost 700 points for Origin, and Oblivion have yet to get a single cap. They have yet to play for A, they have yet to play for, or they have yet to cap A, they have yet to play for, like, a replay on to C. We see Gentleman try to probe up a bit, try to get a bit more information for his team, and Akame is following suit, but they're pushing into nothing if they're making this movement towards A, unless they try to drive and go for a clip up the rear of Korra. And we do see Origin on the other side are making a bit of a counterplay onto Ranger. Ranger is going to get caught by these by this double Kron. Rondalisha and Apple Silicon doing a really good job of trying to pinch out Ranger. Ranger is able to drive towards safety just in time. And I wonder if this is going to open up a play for Oblivion. On the other side, Oblivion are trying to make a bit of a counterplay on Korra, but unfortunately, Gentleman does die in the process, unable to find cover in time. And we see Ranger is going to be the pick for these two Origin tanks. Apple Silicon bouncing the kill shot on Ranger. But look at the caps, it's almost 900 points, and Oblivion have yet to pick up a single kill on Origin. They finally do pick up Korra, and they need to pick up another kill fast because it is already going to tick up to 900 points as well. Despite getting the fast kill on, or despite getting the kill on Korra. This is Origin's game, I think, just because of this cap deficit that they've been able to build up against Oblivion.
Yeah, I absolutely agree here. This is Origin's game to win. They have set up a really good hold into their spawn, and they're about to pick up N13 to seal the game up.
Yep. And I will say, I'm just not sure why Oblivion didn't make any movements at all. Like, they tried to play for A, but they played into nothing when they tried to push, like, on A. We see Gentleman's dead body just kind of below Akame right here. And he was just kind of just sitting in the open, like, still for these Origin tanks that were sitting in the bush right behind Rob. And on the other side, we saw Origin go for the aggressive play despite being up on caps. They went for the aggressive
Yes,
counterplay on Ranger.
that
They
was a
immediately caught him out as well.
that was a very, very good play from Origin there to push on the other side while Oblivion were trying to sneak up into Korra's rear.
Yep, I agree. And just like knowing that Oblivion are just sending several tanks, like even though it was like a quote unquote numerical advantage for Oblivion on, say, like the A side, they were pushing to absolutely nothing. They got punished quite heavily, and Origin just had the free opportunity to just pick up an isolated kill on Ranger, but Ranger able to somehow run out a little bit and just survive for maybe an extra shot of damage, which I was kind of surprised about, in my opinion. So
Yeah, so this is the type of, top tier map control and strat that we like to see from Origin here, right? This is much better than the Winter Mile games where, they were up on caps, but they weren't really gaining any advantage on bleeds or positioning. This time, we see that they're up on cap and they're setting up, crossfires into the A caps to make sure that Oblivion can't, they can't get the A cap at all. And we saw that with Paffy when he drove into the A cap, he lost over 1,500 or so HP for it, and they didn't even get the cap for it.
yep. And I will say that Naval historically has been kind of like the bread and butter for Origin, so I'm not too surprised that they're playing much stronger on Naval. So let's see if they're able to tie up this this set, considering that Naval is a very good map for Origin.
Absolutely. And we do see on Oblivion's lineup, they are running double 1Bs, which are tanks that are good for mobility. I'm wondering where Oblivion will be sending those 1Bs.
Yep. So we do see all the speed boosts going off on the side of Oblivion. They do look like they are going to be playing for the A side. We do see Dizzy go for a bit of an alternative spotting position, trying to see if he can spot any tanks that are going to cross and go for A side as well. But it doesn't look like Origin are going to be sending anybody towards A, and it looks like in terms of tanks spotted, Origin knows where 6 of the Oblivion tanks are, and Oblivion, they have basically boxed themselves in my opinion. We do see Apple Silicon playing past the C-cap, potentially to take a bit of an advanced position and probe, just because Origin knows that Oblivion are primarily stacked up on A, but it doesn't look like they were able to actually keep a tank in the middle to try to spot the Oblivion rotation back through their spawn. And it looks like these Origin tanks thought that maybe Oblivion were trying to push like past A, so they set up this like very strong hold that they have with like Yarrow and Rob, and Korra is just playing into this pocket to try to proxy spot, and we do see on the other side Apple Silicon getting completely caught out of position by this Oblivion rotation through the spawn. Oblivion being able to recross back from A because no tank on Origin side was staying in the middle to spot that. That's going to be huge for Oblivion, and Oblivion, they do have to set up a hold on A, but I'd say it's a lot easier for Oblivion to play out of this position than it is for Origin to try to replay into A, especially against hold down concepts and Gentleman bleeding quite a bit of damage. But on the other side, these Origin tanks, we see Korra and Rob are hesitating to push. They don't really want to take this fight yet. They want to potentially back up Ranger and Steve into the crossfire of Yarrow. That's what it looks like to me, at least. So Yarrow holding his position, but unfortunately not going to be able to get any shots whatsoever. And Korra eating the brunt of this clip. We see Hai go in for the pickup on Steve on Steve, but we see an Oblivion repush. Puffy Loopy trying to drive in with full HP, completely unspotted as well, by the way, which is going to bamboozle these Origin tanks. He's going to pick up the kill on Korra. He's going to probably try to chase up the light tank, which is the correct play to make. He's chasing up the light tank while the rest of his teammates who are re-pushing from spawn are going to pick up the kill on Rob. And it is 5v4. HP in favor of Oblivion. The light tank is nuked down to a one-shot, well-placed shot from Gentleman. And this is Oblivion's game to win.
Yeah, so despite that free tank that Oblivion picked up, Origin was able to still make this a close game, and it is still possible for Origin to win this game.
Not
HP
anymore,
is less than
actually.
1,000.
Not anymore. After
HP difference is still less than 1,000, so anything can happen at this point.
I was agreeing with you until I saw the massive shootout on the light tank. It is now a 4v3. Oblivion have a light tank alive. They have quite a lot of HP on all their tanks, and they have caps right now. So all they have to do is just play off of Dizzy's vision, and then slowly but surely, Oblivion are going to be able to win this game, because the only thing I'd say that would keep Origin in this game is if this Hori is able to be very effective. And, you know, knowing Criminal as a player, he is a good Hori player, but in a 4v3 scenario against very healthy tanks, he's going to have to put in quite a bit of work in order to bring this game back for Origin.
And Hori is more of a defensive tank, so it will be hard for a Hori to push into an Oblivion hold rather than, you know, just sitting back and farming in a defensive hold. Yep. So this will likely be Oblivion's win. Origin will have to do something really smart here in order to try to regain this deficit.
We do see a bit of a 1v1 between Akame and Rondelisha, but I would say in this scenario, it doesn't even matter if Akame, you know, fluffs up a couple of shots, because all he has to do is just wait for Dizzy to rotate, and it's immediately going to be a 2v1 advantage for the side of Oblivion. And we do see this 2v1 happening exactly as I anticipated. Rondelisha doing his best job to try to hold his shells, go for the isolation on the light tank. The light tank may actually die to Rondelisha. Rondelisha doing a good job at putting in his shots into the light tank, and he's going to try to get around his teammate, try to potentially survive this engagement. Akame just picks up the kill. And Group doing a really good job at suppressing Criminal. Criminal was full HP at some point, but Group just being able to somehow bleed him, and Poffy Loopy able to cap B, putting more offensive pressure onto Origin to push in with, you know, not that much HP. Origin probably know that this game is cooked for them, so they're probably just throwing in the towel right now. But I will say that this game was definitely very close if the light tank on the side of Origin high, if he was able to run out and force it to be a 4v4.
Yeah, great play from Oblivion rotating back into their spawn to catch out Apple Silicon, because they were going to be down on cap and they were going to need to push into one of Origin's holds. So they were, luckily, they had great timing and they were able to catch out Apple Silicon there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say that the light tank on the side of Origin was able to spot 6 out of the 7 Oblivion tanks. So Origin immediately knew off rip that Oblivion sent at least 5 tanks towards the A side. I'm not sure why they didn't keep at least 1 tank in the middle bush on top of the B compartment to at least try to spot a rotation from A, you know, on the side of Oblivion. But Oblivion able to just rotate unspotted, completely unspotted. And that, I believe, is why Apple Silicon just got completely caught off guard, only able to put in, like, 2 shots. But, again, look at the rest of his teammates. All 3 of the 4 Krons on the side of Origin only able to do, like, a clip or less each. So, Oblivion got kind of lucky, in my opinion, in terms of just, like, the timing of it. And then the Krons just not being very effective in terms of putting in shots. And we do see Middberg. Cora is going to be the one.
Again.
Yep. As I was about to say, Cora and the VZ55, which is an interesting tank selection. And I wonder if Oblivion are going to... I wonder what Oblivion's doing with 5 Krons, Felice, and a 2-5B. I presume play for topside with the Krons. Well, maybe the 2-5B and Felice play town. So like a 2-5 split. But I wonder what the VZ55 is going to do. That's an odd tank choice, in my opinion.
I think the VZ could be somewhere roaming in town as well.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair judgment, yeah. It does have quite a big clip. It's like 460 alpha, right? For one of its shots.
Yeah, when it high rolls, the VZ does hit hard.
Yep. Okay, so we do see Origin look like they're going to be driving up towards the hill. We do see blind fires going in on both sides. It doesn't look like any shots have connected. Ooh, very close shot from Criminal, almost putting it into, I believe it was Group, I think it was. And we do see Akame actually spawned on top of the hill, which means he's going to get very early vision onto these Origin tanks. And I'm not sure if... Ooh, Origin actually able to outspawn him. I'm not too sure how, considering that Akame was the one... Ooh, very good shots from Dizzy to who could have potentially reset A. Just like this very narrow angle, this small gap in the buildings of town and the top of the hill. So
So
good
again, we
awareness
do
from...
see Origin going for the cap lead, and Oblivion, they are not trying to play for any caps at all.
Yep.
I'm wondering if Oblivion will try to go for the C cap with 5 tanks already up top.
Yep, that is I agree, and I do want to point out just the position that High is taking. This is the hold on position that I would say makes North Spawn arguably like much stronger to play top side of Middleburg for. But Middleburg,
Yeah, it is very hard for Oblivion to cap the C base without getting clipped out by High here.
yep. So I will say that especially in competitive, Middleburg is not a map that you win solely by playing up top on the hill like you typically do in pubs. In comp, you almost always see a play for the caps. So you typically see like some of the team is going to be playing for the hill, for the C cap, and then some of the team, or a minor part of the team, are going to be playing for the town caps, just trying to at all times ensure that your team has double cap pressure over the enemy team and force the enemy team to try to make a bad play, make a bad push into your stronghold setup.
We're also seeing Steve rotating up top here. Potentially, Oblivion may be looking to push the top of the hill or get the C base.
Yeah, and I think here, just considering the cap deficit and the way that Oblivion are playing, I feel like they do want to just shove the hill. And before they shove the hill, I'm going to guess that they're going to try to sneak Poffy Loopy onto the A base as just a small distraction.
Distraction,
Yeah, and maybe just try to drag 1 or 2 Oblivion tank, or not Oblivion tanks, 1 or 2 Origin guns to kind of look towards A, and then facilitate an Oblivion push up top. Because if their tanks are wasting their time looking at Poffy Loopy instead of the main brawl, then they're just going to get completely like rolled on top. And it does look like Oblivion, they're itching. Even Steve and Dizzy, Ranger are triple stacking the same lane. We do see the speed boosts are going in on the side of Oblivion. They are going to try to shove either the C-base or just go for a push outright. And it does look like they're going for the push outright, and Critton may be caught here. Or Rob. Rob is actually going to get tracked in the open, potentially. Rob getting clipped out right now by Oblivion. Oblivion doing a good job at putting in shots, and Critton is not hiding. Critton is going to be potentially in the kill target, but Ranger not being shielded by his teammates, and Rondelisha getting shot up as well. Rondelisha is dead. Cora is making a bit of a counterplay around the C cap, but Oblivion, they have 2 kills on the inside lane. All they have to do is just cover their teammates, pick up the kill on Rob, and then even Steven should be relatively safe for now. Poffy Loopy going for a bit of a flank, trying to farm the rear of Yarrow. Yarrow is in focus fire right now. He could potentially be a potential pickup for these Oblivion tanks. Poffy Loopy with a massive max roll into the rear of Yarrow. Dizzy trying to wrap around the rear of Yarrow as well. Yarrow is going to fall. Oblivion are going to be up on caps. They're going to be up on guns very soon. Dizzy going to put in the kill into Yarrow. He puts in the kill into Yarrow, and Gentleman is being ganged up on by 2 Origin tanks, but Oblivion, they have caps, and they're going to hunt for the kills on these 2 tanks up top. Call Me Daddy and High are going to be the focus fire here. Gentleman still alive. Unfortunately, these Origin Crons weren't able to clip him out, and Akame making a bit of an escape, kind of just ran around the base of the hill without getting shot by Cora. So, Oblivion, 1,000 points. That's going to be 4-1 victory for them. Well played.
Well played to Oblivion. That was a very smart and calculated push there. They know who they want to focus, and it was the 2 crowns on the right side. Those 2 crowns, they can't really back up to safety there, and even though Ranger died for it, they were able to bleed out those 2 crons and force Oblivion or force Origin to make a counterplay in which they were set up to defend.
Yeah, I will say though, I feel like this could have been a much cleaner game. Like it was still a very dominant performance from Oblivion. It could have been a much cleaner if Ranger wasn't like if Ranger got shielded a bit better because he kind of just got like caught side on and got set on fire because the Origin tanks like shooting him were just hitting engine deck like, every other shot. So if Ranger just got a little bit of coverage, he could have actually kept his gun in the game, which could have then really punished or forced Korra to waste at least one shell to try to pick up the kill when he went for his flanking maneuver. And if maybe Ranger survived that, he could have been much more effective in terms of putting in shots, but putting in a clip worth of damage, that's like the bare minimum he can do in a cron. So I think he did his job there. And on the other side, Origin, a bit of a stranger damage spread, especially Yarrow. He was alive until like I'd say the middle of the mid game, like close to the end of the or close to the start of the end game for Origin versus Oblivion, and only doing one shot of damage. Kind of unfortunate for him.
Yeah, Yarrow was coming in from the town side, and he was just trying to get into the fight while Paffy was just HGing
Oh
him in the
yeah,
rear
you're
with the
right.
4 shots.
Right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think maybe there Yarrow probably had a better chance if he just like stayed in town to kind of just farm out Paffy because it like in that scenario, right? Paffy would probably have to 1v1 Yarrow instead of looking for free farm shots on somebody trying to support the main brawl. So Yarrow kind of getting caught there. Well played from Paffy, but also kind of poor timing from Yarrow to cross up at that exact moment and that exact pathing as well.
yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Well, we still have a little bit of time before the 2 hours for the people who are looking to get rewards. So you want to tune for a bit?
Yeah, we could tune for a bit, and then instead of doing the strat sketch analysis, we could just talk about like I guess break down each game, while we
Yeah.
play.
And do we have the results for the lower bracket?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, so that set of games should have gone. Ooh, it looks like Seven Rats may have lost. Ooh, Seven Rats losing to GG, 1-4 against GG. So
Oh, so the second
commiserations
seeded
to
team.
yeah, second seeded
Yeah.
team, but they got knocked out fourth place, which is unfortunate. And commiserations to Seven Rats. You guys played exceptionally well in the group stage, right? You guys only lost one set
Yeah.
tiebreak against Oblivion, who, as we've seen just now in the upper bracket set of games, they're looking like the team to beat. And also, I didn't say this earlier, but well played to Oblivion for making it to their first like grand finals in a major tournament. So well played. And good luck to you guys tomorrow. And to Seven Rats, like you guys played very well. You played your hearts on the group stage, but in the top 4 stage, they also got 4-0'd by GG at the end of the round robin. I forgot about that. But in the actual top 4 stage, I mean, my commiserations to you guys. Don't take the loss too hard. Like you guys did very
Still a
well to
very
get to this
strong
point, right?
showing in this tournament.
Absolutely. You guys did very well to get up to this point, and well played to GG for proving that you guys deserve to stand amongst the top 4 of NA. You guys are guaranteed at least 3rd place. You guys will be facing Origin, and I hope to see, a potential upset, because as you said at the start of the stream, Kami, like GG, they are the underdogs, and something I like seeing is a very good underdog story, so I'd say that Origin are definitely not unbeatable, especially for these new and upcoming teams like GG and I guess to an extent Seven Rats. But GG, you guys have, an uphill battle to fight, and I hope you guys continue to prove yourselves as the final day of top 4 concludes tomorrow. So good luck to you guys, and also good luck to Origin. Probably expecting to see y'all in the grand finals, but I don't want to finalize anything or fixate my mind on a certain outcome. I do want to see, the best team make it to grand finals and face Oblivion. But yeah, let's break down those games from I guess the start. So, the first game was Winter, right?
Yeah, Wintermell.
Yeah, I think there Oblivion they just had a lineup difference in terms of just playing faster tanks and getting to the
the
contested
corner faster.
positions. Yep.
Yep.
They got to the C corner faster. They were able to put in shots faster. And by the time that Origin were playing to make a rotation to support their tanks who were in trouble in the corner, Oblivion, they were just reloading their clips. Like, they reload their clips, they were fine.
Yeah, even though both teams had 4 tanks going towards the corner, Oblivion sent 111Bs, which were much quicker, and they were able to focus fire out Rondelicia much more effectively.
Yep, for sure. Ooh. You good on that side, by the way?
I am.
I don't know what happened to my teammates here.
Yeah, this might be a bit close.
Oops.
I'll try my best to conserve my HP.
Yeah, try to conserve your HP because I'm okay on this side. I just need to back up a bit. He HG's me for 600. That's kind of crazy. Looks like they're probably going to make a play with you with the 116, so just be careful on that side if you can.
Yeah. Well, our teammates are just dropping like flies.
Oh, that's a good kill right there on the 1-2-1. I can try to overpeak to cover you, but you need to back up a bit more. Okay, no, you should be fine, though. You should be fine.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. All right, now that you're fine, let me talk about the second game. I think the second game, Oblivion had a really good repush onto C, where they kind of created a bit of chaos. And Origin, they kind of misread the move in a sense, because they tried to respond to it by sending Rob to reinforce the C corner, but that was not the correct play to make, because what happened is that they weakened the center, and Oblivion, the real strike from Oblivion was the center. They played for the cap on B, and Origin, they weren't ready for that, because their tanks who were like meant to defend the B cap, they were already bled out, and the other tanks who could play for B, like Korra, and I think it was Yarrow, they're Krons, and they had to play into Felices, who are just a lot more like heavily armored than the Krons, and they were in a town environment, so they were playing around like positions that favored them a bit more. So I think just a bit of a poor reaction from the side of Origin, and poor management of their poor allocation of their tanks. What do you think of that game?
I do think it was rather a great play from Oblivion rather than, a poor play from Origin, because Oblivion, they set up that really well in order to create that chaos and to create that split push. Oh, oh shoot!
There you go. Yo.
Yeah, you got this. Hold up.
Oh wait! It's a 1v1. Wait, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's a 1v3.
Oh my god, I didn't realize.
Oh! That might have been my bad.
I thought that guy was the last guy. I'm not gonna lie, but
I was a bit distracted there.
But yeah, I do agree on. I do actually agree a lot more with you now that you mentioned it. It was more so of a good play from Oblivion rather than like a bad play from, or a bad response from Origin. But I still do feel like sending Rob to C was probably not necessary.
Yeah. And we did see Yarrow did try to reset the B base, but like you said earlier, the Felice will just, outmatch the Kron in the town scenario. Mm-hmm. So great tank choices there from Oblivion, knowing that the Felice would dominate in the town areas of the middle area of Wintermount.
Yeah, 100%. And then the next game was Naval. This is the game that Origin won, right? I think it was.
Yeah, first Naval.
Yeah, I won't lie. I feel like Oblivion, they weren't really playing for much, and the one play that they were banking on, which was A, didn't really work out, and I don't think they had a game plan like prepared for that outcome.
They didn't have much of a plan, because Oblivion or Origin, they really anticipated everything. They had all the angles on A covered. They sent Korra to defend B in the mid game, so they really didn't have much to play for. So I'm not really sure if that was just like a really good like anticipation from Origin or if Oblivion didn't really have much planned going on there.
Yeah, I
Maybe a
agree.
bit of
And
both.
just considering like how Oblivion played, I feel like their only like the way their strat was designed, their only play was just like A really, because they weren't really doing
Yeah,
too much on C side. They weren't moving their light tank at all, and they decided to rotate more and more heavies towards A, which I thought was a
and
bit odd.
yeah, and even though their play was A, they didn't really set up for it because Origin they were peeking to reset it, but nobody was covering the reset angles. Oh, we're gonna have to conserve our HP here.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of low HPs, so
yeah, we should
this
be
is
okay, I think.
still winnable.
I think we should be fine.
I'm going for 704.
Yep,
Big shot.
yep. Yo, yo,
Two
yo.
one shots
Can
and
you
two half
can you play
HPs.
back? I want to play like the rat
Yeah,
spot
yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
here. Let's clutch up a 2v6 for stream.
Yo, okay.
Yeah, yo, back up,
Oh,
conserve
okay. 704.
HP, conserve HP.
I'm backing up. I'm backing up,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
got
yeah,
shot by the
yeah,
704.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, conserve HP. Okay.
Oh, oh.
Yo, yo, chill. I can shoot that guy. Hang on. Oh,
Shoot.
yo, are you good?
I dropped down.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just getting sent on.
Good kill. Oh my god, I'm a
Did you pick up
bot.
the hill?
Nice.
Oh,
Nah, this is potentially chopped.
hold up.
Nah, this is chopped. There's a near full HP 907. Ah, unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean the E5 reverse speed isn't that great, but I also think you may have went to the corner a bit too prematurely.
Uh-huh. I think you should have just turned around like I did and started driving in that direction. All right. And then after that one naval game, it was the second naval game where Oblivion, they were able to rotate out of A for free, which I
Yeah,
thought was surprising. And then they were able to catch out Apple Silicon and just got a free kill immediately. So
yeah, that game should have really been Origin's game to win there. They had all the vision in the world. They had the cap lead, and they just kind of hung a tank there.
yeah, like I feel like it was a massive well, I don't think it was an overextension per se, as long as the rotation from A was spotted, because at most, right, Origin spotted 5 or 6 tanks, like off rip. So at most they only knew, or they don't know, the location of one tank, and that one tank could potentially match like Apple Silicon in a sense, but that's a 1v1, and at the highest level, right, you should be evenly matched against your opponents, especially in 1v1s.
Yeah, 100% agree. Watch your right, by the way. There's
Yep.
like,
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Oop, this is bad.
I can crossfire this
Yep.
car out.
Yep. He's -2.
You could put him one shot into him.
I can't. The one
So that's okay.
the 116 is just kind of pre-aiming if I do.
I'm just gonna push forward. I think we can push this advantage.
Okay. I'm just trying to side scrape right now. Yeah, let me pressure.
Okay, -2 on the left.
Okay. I think he's
Alright, the
-1
left
on
guy's
the
out.
right side. I'm gonna pressure the guy on the right side. It's -2 on the right side. See if he clips out or not. He's holding his clip, which is annoying. I need this 57 to put in some shots right now. I'm surprised the 57 is going for the E100 instead of shooting the 116. Nice.
Yeah, this one's winning. A lot of leaps.
Nice.
Yeah, 7-0.
Yeah. And then after the naval game, it was, what was the map? Middleburg?
Yeah, Middleburg.
Yeah, I think Oblivion, they just knew what they were playing for. They wanted to pick up the kills on the Krons. And Critton and I think it was Rob were the two Krons on the far side, right?
Yep.
And Critton, for some reason, wasn't like hugging like the far red line like by the rock. He wasn't trying to play safe. He was playing for shots for some reason, presumably into Ranger.
Yeah, the thing is, they were playing for shots and not for spotting. If they played the top of the hill, they probably could have seen the Oblivion push coming in sooner.
Yep,
and
I agree.
Gone to safety earlier.
Yep, I agree. And I do think like there was just a little bit of misplays, especially from those like Krons that were playing for shots and not like, you know, playing for one for spots and then two for their own lives. Because at that point, right, in order to punish like the Oblivion pressure like that, you just cannot give them anything to bite off. And unfortunately, Origin just decided to just hang tanks. They hung Rob, they hung Critton, and even though they were able to survive just for a little bit, it wasn't enough because they eventually died. And even though they pick up Ranger first, right? Ranger was first to die in that game. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Ranger was first to die in that game, but still, Oblivion, they were able to get massive bleeds. It was not just on Rob and Critton, but also on Yarrow, as Yarrow was trying to climb up top and try to reinforce the spawn, or reinforce the hill. I'm in a 1v1 with an MC.
Pushed.
Yeah, I am.
They're there. Oh, what is this Leo doing?
I'm gonna try to back up. Can you maybe try to help? Question mark.
I'm currently.
Oh, I just got max rolled. I'm gonna die here, bro. What? How did he hit that?
I'm currently 5 with the full HP Rhino.
I see. He bounced. Okay, I should be able to survive for at least another shot. I'm gonna die here. It's okay. I dragged 2 TDs out of the fight. You guys should just bomb their heavies right now. But they might go for flank on you with the NC. So I would try to maybe.
If he's solo flanking, I just kill him.
You can kill him actually. I think because the Hori, he's gonna be above the NC by playing like the balcony.
Yeah,
but you can definitely pick up the NC for sure. Nice, good shot.
There you go.
Oh, we have an AFK, by the way. Play conservative if you can. Rhino's gonna clip out on the 268. You can maybe pick up the Rhino. His reload is, I think, it's a 10-second shell. Because he clipped, I think.
I could probably pick him up. He's doesn't know where I am.
Yeah, nice, good pickup.
And then there's ST on. Maybe farm him out.
I'd be careful of Hori wherever he's gonna come from. But ST is probably just refarm for you. Nice pickup. Ooh, there's Hori. He's probably just gonna shove you, right? Just push.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, that is not okay.
Not okay. Yo, can our VK and our CC fight a 2v1 or what? Oh, nice, nice. That's huge.
Okay.
We get at least another shot. Hopefully this T-22 wakes up. Doesn't look like it though.
Ah.
Our CC. Our CC.
Yikes.
Yikes. Yeah. Yeah, I think, have we hit the 2-hour mark yet? Are you?
Uh,
I think
not
we
sure.
have. It's 11 Eastern right now. So I think we have hit the 2 hour mark. Oh, let's we cannot end off on a loss. I'm almost certain this is gonna be a
Yeah.
loss.
Oh, hold up.
I don't think this guy has the HP for it.
Alright, we'll just exit.
We'll
Alright.
just say yeah. Well, we can exit. Yeah. What to
Uh,
play? What to
should I
play?
play?
You know what? I did see
I
some
did see a couple
Origin
of
players. Yeah, I
VZs.
was about to
Yeah.
say I saw a couple Origin players play this thing. Let's play some of these.
Well, they did also lose on all the games they played with it, so we may or may not be ending on a win.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I just want to see what's up with this. Why it's being used in comp. Is it just because the gun does like 1,000 with like high rolls?
It does have that that aiming thing.
Oh yeah,
I forget what
the
it's called.
combat
Combat stabilization.
stabilization. Yeah, combat stabilization. Yeah,
I think it's pretty nice.
it is. Not able to spot too much for shots. Everybody's just kind of
Good.
playing
No, I
safe.
just missed the Sheridan that's like sitting in the open.
Yeah, I think they should have given it reticle consumable instead of
Yeah.
combat stabilization if we're missing shots. Yo, never mind. I think you just need to aim better. Oh, watch out, K91. I'm trying to pinch you as well.
I might be cooked.
No. I can support. Hang on. Let me drive in. I have a clip in 5. You're fine. Tortoise shot. I have maybe kill.
Ooh.
You're fine.
What would Core say about players like this Tortoise?
I'm not too sure. It's been a while since ooh, I just ate a massive shot. What's the okay, never mind. I was gonna ask like
Yeah,
what's
I'm gonna push this guy.
Okay, there's they have 2 tanks in the corner, by the way. They have an E5.
Yep, there's the high rolls.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
yep, there's the bounce.
Never mind. There's the bounce.
Yo,
You get over there?
yo, I'm not sure. I'm like my rear is onto his E5, but thankfully his he cannot see me. I'm invisible. Ooh, me side's great. Ooh.
Wow.
Yo, this is some of the worst gameplay I've like had in a while, bro.
Oh, I might be dead here.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, he bounced the kill shot. Oh.
Okay. Wait, hang on. Let me cross to you. Let me cross to you. Because
I can kill this guy. I have.
Well, I needed to cross anyways because I was in danger. I'm still in danger.
Oh.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm
You're
fine. Yo,
You're fine.
yo, that grill is out the corner now, so there's nobody in
Yeah.
the top like sector of the map. Hopefully.
Wait, but that grill backs up a little bit more.
Yo, that E5.
There
I'm
we
about
go.
to like farm that E5.
Oh, nice.
Nice,
Yo.
good pick.
Yo, maybe Origin was onto something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if the gun hits, like it hits pretty hard, I'd say.
Yeah.
But then again, they're only running one of these, so maybe they're kind of playing it like you know, like a flex farmer. You know what I mean?
Probably like just like something that they can like nuke a tank with. Like if they're trying to focus someone, like this tank just immediately dumps like 1,000 in 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of dumping 1,000 in 3 seconds, I'm trying to dump 1,000 to the Sheridan right now.
I'm not sure if he has 1,000 HP for you to dump into.
Well, I am dumping my shells regardless, whether his tank is alive or not.
Oh,
He does have
actually,
1,000
okay.
HP. Oh, never mind. Unfortunate. Looks like he's just gonna give all the damage to the Sheridan. Unless the Sheridan gets ammo racked.
Nah.
Nah. He's gonna run away from us. Are you serious? And he gets rammed to death. No way. As soon as I was about to peek the hill. All right. Well, I think that should be it for everybody's stream rewards. I hope y'all enjoyed the
Yeah,
stream, and I hope y'all enjoyed the guest Kami. I hope he
yeah.
gave
Thank you
really
so
good
much for having
commentary.
me.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I thought having you on the stream was like absolutely wonderful. Just having another person with elite ball knowledge to kind of speak up on stuff I miss on. So
For sure.
yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow, guys, for tomorrow's stream. We will be covering both the lower bracket between GG versus Origin, and then the winner of that will go on to grand finals to face Oblivion. And I believe the first place team in this entire tournament gets like 100k gold or something like that each player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100k gold.
yeah, 100k gold. So we're gonna see who's gonna be rich tomorrow in game at least. So